Okay guys, so this is part 2 to my garden tour, and I didn't realize how long my other video was taking, so I'll try to make this one much more smooth and at a faster pace, hopefully, so let's get started. Uh, Let me see here. Well, I've got my Sarracenias right here. They're really, really dark. I love them. When this one was purchased, it was almost like translucent green in color, and now it's this lovely red color, so I know it's getting enough light now. This one has come out of dormancy, but this one has not, so I don't know what the dealio is on that one. One of my succulent pots, my tree keeps dropping this freaking crap here. This whole pot will be filled with that stuff that I just pulled off of it. I don't know what this even is. If anybody knows, yeah, let me know down below. It is a Quercus virginiana, and it drops. I mean, it literally, there's a blanket of the stuff around the base of the tree. But anyways, this is one of my succulent arrangements. I have tomentosa, golem jade, whatever that is. Peperomia obtusifolia here. Another one of my succulent creations. Another one. One of my larger epiphyllums. Another one of my cattleyas, this one producing a sheath, so hopefully it blooms, because this one has amazing, amazing blooms whenever it blooms. This is my SLC Pat Thrall. I'm really, really crazy about the Bonanza Queen. Anything with Bonanza Queen in it, I have to have it. I love that orchid so much. Down here, this is my new acquisition. This is the Dowiana Vararia, with its new growth right there. Moving down here, this is my green dragon, I think. We did a repotting video with this one. This is BLC Green Dragon. If you guys can see, it has all of these new roots in there. Some more new roots. Oh, and there's even a little tiny root right there. So it has tons of new growth on it. I hope it will bloom. It does have this sheath right here, and I do see something in there, a shadow. You guys can probably see it too. I don't know if it'll actually bloom, though. I don't know if this one aborted its blooms and just decided to grow new growths instead. So this is one of my no ID cattleyas. I got it from one of the nurseries around here. They don't carry too many orchids, but when they do, they're really, really pretty. I think they get their stock from Owen's Orchids, so they're like a third-party kind of seller. But it does have a new growth right there, and a new growth over there. So I'm really, really excited. I hope one of these blooms for me. I don't see any old sheaths on this one. Never mind, that's definitely an old sheath right there. But all of these other leads don't seem to have bloomed. Okay, moving on. This is my new baby. This is my new Vanda. Ugh, love her. And I want to thank, I probably am going to butcher your name, Ilana, I think is how you pronounce your name. I want to thank her because now I have a new addiction for Vandas. And I'm watching a couple Vandas on eBay right now, and hopefully the wind will be in my favor and I'll get a couple new Vandas. So she grows hers indoors, and I'm hoping that when the winter time does roll around, mine will be just as successful, because I'll have to grow them indoors, obviously. And this one is my Schomburgia. I love these guys. I cannot wait until this one blooms. I'm very, very excited. This is my species Schomburgia, and this is from Andy's Orchids. So he does an amazing job mounting. I love his mounts. And this is my Brassivola cuculata, and this little girl is making a brand new growth right there. So she didn't bloom like I thought she was, because she made this sheath here, but it dried up, so I don't think she's going to bloom. But that's okay, because she has this new growth coming in, and you know, new growths are just as good for me because it means they're not dying. And she's got a ton of lovely roots. You can probably see them there. I love the foliage on these. They're like green beans. They're just so cool. Okay, so this is another one that's potted in that Pro Mix stuff. I really don't like it, but I can understand why it is used by commercial nurseries, because it's cheap and it's easy. You don't have to water your orchids as much. but I'm just not good at growing them in Pro Mix, so I definitely need to repot this one. I just haven't repotted yet, obviously. But it is making a new growth here, so I should probably repot soon. You can see the new growth right there at the base. So I definitely need to repot this one. It hanging inside this cachet pot, I love it. Up above right here is some German thyme and some flowers. So I like to add edible and non-edible together just to make it really, really pretty. And then here are all of my babies. These are all of my seedlings here and here. Of course, my big Angraecum right there. And my monster Cattleya. You can see that tree is dropping everywhere. Oh, they look like little caterpillars everywhere. This is like the most exciting grow area ever because there is so much growth on these babies. And I'm loving it. This is my Brabantier by Tibicinis, I think. Schomburgia Tibicinis, I don't know. I got this one from Top Max Sniper on eBay, and I love Top Max Sniper. He always has like really, really lovely plants. So this one I'm hoping for a bloom maybe next year. I don't know. This one's pretty small. I don't know if it'll bloom anytime soon, but it's making new growths. Let me see if I can find one here. Oh, right there, that little purple thing by my thumb, if my camera will focus. Oh, there we go. Right there is a new growth. And this one right here, ooh, this right here is a new growth. You can see the little sheath on it still. It is literally raining this stuff everywhere. Ugh.
Oh, hell no. I don't think so, little man. You gon' die. You gon' die. Nobody eats my orchids and gets away with it. Oh no. Come back here. Oh, I hope it doesn't ooh, is this one of those poisonous ones? I don't know. It's a little baby though. He's gon' die.
Death by leaf. That's what you get. You had it coming to you. That's the bad thing about growing outdoors, is that there's no protection from bugs or pests or anything. So it's good to inspect your orchids as much as possible. This one didn't get damaged too much. I don't know if my camera will focus. You can see the little bite marks right there. But overall, I think I got it just in time. There's a little bit of Spanish moss trying to grow in this. Probably fell off the tree. This is the Carolina Orange Dior. I need to send this one out, so I will be sending this one out to my giveaway winner because I'm getting ready to do another giveaway, so I definitely need to get rid of the first one before I can open up another giveaway. It's just been cold in the area of the winner, so I will do an update video, probably do like an out and about, the journey of the orchid. This is another one of my bulbophyllums. This is a Lasiocylum dark form, and it has new growths coming out here. This one's been really finicky though. Oh, another piece of Spanish moss in there. And whatever that tree is dropping, this pot is full of. New growth on one of my Carter and Holmes seedlings right there, and some new roots and new leads maturing on this one. This is my Layla Alorii. More new growth right there at the base where you can see that root forming. This is my Grizzophes Blue BLC by LC. So new growth on that guy. There's just so much new growth on these seedlings here. Let's see. Showed you guys that one. And this is one of my Eclandiae. Oh, this is the one that had the worm on it. It doesn't have like a whole lot of no new pseudobulbs, but it does have a new root. You can see the new roots there. This is another Variabilis I picked up 2 years ago as a very small seedling on eBay. It is another Variabilis Olympic Gold by Olympic Midnight. So this is another one that could potentially bloom black. And I'm really hoping it does, because if not, I'm going to have to give this one away too. And I'd rather not, because I grew this one from a very small, it was like maybe 4 pseudobulbs seedling. It just grew its first large pseudobulb, and now it has all of these new growths, which you can see on it. So please bloom black, because I'm going to have to give away 2 Variabilis if not. Really new happening with my Angraecum, just growing this leaf right here. They're kind of hard to tell whenever they are actively growing because they don't have pseudobulbs, they just grow new leaves, so it can be difficult to tell if they're healthy or not. And another one of my seedlings in here, another seedling area, pseudobulb growing on this guy here. It's purple. I love it. I'm pretty sure this is a sheath on my Sophronitis wildfire, which Sophronitis is a genus of orchid that has been eliminated due to DNA analysis with ancestry for orchids and things like that. I plan to explain all of that in my orchid tag video. But yeah, Sophronitis, you'll still see it on orchid tags because, I mean, it's been around for so long, and I mean, that's a lot of tags that would have to be changed, so you'll see a lot of growers just keep it. But Sophronitis has been eliminated. I can't remember what replaced Sophronitis, but yeah, I think that is a new sheath forming on this guy, and it definitely has new growths. There's a new growth there, and a new growth right there at the base, so I really hope that's a new growth. I mean, a sheath for a spike. This is my Aconi Mendenhall, and it has a new growth forming right there. Really, really excited. This is another one that I got at Lowe's whenever they were selling the sunbulb plants. This is a Cattleya chocolate drop, so I'm hoping it will bloom for me. It's been a long recovery for this one. It had no roots when I first got it, and now it has all of these beautiful roots and new growing points, so hopefully it'll throw out a bloom for me soon. So much new growth. Okay, there's one right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a new lead right there on my Brasso Cattleya Lano Leo. Wow. Okay, I'm not even gonna try. Okay, moving around, these are my Cymbidiums, which have been out really since it got above freezing. New growths on my Cymbidiums here. Some chocolate mint, which of course always does well. Mint is like the devil, though. If it goes to seed and gets in your lawn, you'll never be able to get it out. One of my agaves, which was suffering from some rot, as you can see. I've got him repotted in this dryer mix, though, so hopefully he does well. I think this is a dianthus, maybe? Yeah. Over here, some German thyme that is flowering, and mums, and grapefruit mint, really great for tea, and some more mums. My other Cymbidium, the big guy that I got for $1 at my Orchid Society meeting. This is a swamp mallow, which is a native plant to my area, and I'm hoping I get to see it flower. I planted it where I was getting lots of runoff in my yard, and it didn't like the overly moist area, which is funny because it's a swamp mallow. So I potted it in this pot, and it seems to be doing way, way better, so I'll keep you guys updated on this one. My Moniara, along with all of my Catasetum. I recently did a video, so I'm not going to go through and show you all of them, but these are my Catasetum. I love this plant. I have no idea what it is. I think it's like some sort of daisy, maybe? But yeah, it just has a ton of blooms. Oh, and there's a little bee, busy bee, working on it there. Okay, so these are my adenium seedlings that are coming out of dormancy, and I grew them, wow, I grew them from seedlings, so hopefully they bloom for me this year. They're 2 years old, one and a half years old. I think they're 2 years old now. So these are all of my adeniums. And this right here is the most fragrant. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is called a tea olive. I think it beats out jasmine, plumeria. This is the most fragrant plant I have ever smelled in my entire life. It's amazing. I mean, you walk out into my yard and it's just, oh, it's breathtaking. I can't say enough good things about this. So if you ever get the chance to own a tea olive, I mean, I'm not even close to the blooms right now, and I can smell it as if my nose were, in fact, up next to those flowers there. It's just a really cool plant, and it grows like a tree, although it's a shrub. It's just, oh, it's an awesome plant. I love these things. Tea olive for the win. I think the reason my Angraecum magdalenae didn't bloom for me last year was because it didn't get enough light. So I'm going to try giving it Cattleya light and see if it enjoys those conditions better. So these are my pepper plants that I've put outside. I'm hoping that the warmer temperatures and increased sunlight will be better than what they were getting indoors. I just wasn't paying enough attention to them. These spots over here were where my tomatoes were. So peppers definitely take a lot longer. Another one of my, I think it's a daisy, I don't know. Oh, here's a tag. Wow, I don't know what that is. Doesn't say. Early blossoms? I don't know. But it was on the clearance rack at Lowe's, as you can probably tell. So the bees love it. This is a pot full of basil and some more of those seedlings that we saw at the beginning of my part 1 video. These are actually in a pot though. And my avocado tree, which is doing really, really well. I think it likes being outside. This is one of my tomato plants that I put inside this giant bucket, one of these bins. It's a Golden Jubilee cherry tomato. And I put it in here because I get a lot of squirrels in the area that decide to eat my tomatoes. So I figured if I put it in this giant tub, I can move it around, and that way the squirrels, can't get the upper hand on me. And I've just been filling with soil as the plant grows so that it creates a really thick stem and grows roots along the base here. So eventually this will be to the top here. So the mint I pointed out earlier, the chocolate mint, yeah, it went to seed, and I cannot get rid of it. Like I said, mint is the devil. Ugh. Yeah, it does smell like chocolate, which is awesome, but it definitely takes over everywhere. Remnants of last year's passion vine, which it hasn't grown back. I don't know if it died. It did get pretty cold this winter. We'll see if it comes back or not. But I love it. And then on this side, we have the Dutchman's pipe, which is doing a lot better this year. Last year, it wasn't doing so hot. So hopefully, I'll get some pipes off of it. This is my herb and flower bed. I have flowers down here, which are doing really, really well. Planted them from bulb. I can't remember the name of them. And what else do we have? We have some basil seedlings in this row, and dill or fennel, I think, in this row, and then a bigger... I didn't think I would get these to sprout because the seeds were so old, so I actually bought another plant, which it doesn't matter because this will all be mowed down to a nubbin once the swallowtails come through here. And that's really what I plant it for. I plant it for the swallowtails because I don't really like dill or fennel. And a snapdragon, which is getting ready to bloom. And I've got some oregano right there, some more dill and fennel. Flowers in this row, I believe. Yeah. And then this right here is my blueberry bush. I don't want to get too close because look at that big, humongous bumblebee. This is like a bumblebee magnet right here. But, oh gosh, he's huge. Listen to him. And they love this blueberry bush. So I'm just going to let him do his thing. I'm not going to get too close to him. This is one of my tropical fruit bushes. It's a pineapple guava. I planted it 2 or 3 years ago. I think 3 years ago, actually. And I got it really, really small, so it hasn't produced any fruit, but I'm hoping this year we'll get some fruit off of it. It has these new leaves coming in, but I don't see any sign of buds. I don't know if these are buds or not. I'm hoping for something. I'll keep my fingers crossed. And then this is my large vegetable bed. I've got a lot of stuff growing in here. This is one of my tomato plants. It's a pineapple and some flowers growing along there. I planted everything from seed this year. Well, most things from seed, I should say. That's what happens when you compost with pumpkins. That's a pumpkin seedling. And I've got some lantana for the butterflies, some basil that sprouted up in here, so weird. I don't know what those are back there, but And the way that I keep the weeds down is with a leaf mulch and also with newspaper. Looks like some more dill sprouting up here. And another one of my tomato plants. These guys were planted from seed. If you remember back in January. January was when I started these guys. I did a video about it, so if you want to go and see how big they were in January, they were just itty bitty, and now look at them. They're huge. And then this one is a red pear piriform. And I planted sunflowers all along the back row there, so I'm hoping they'll get really tall and fill in this bed nicely. So another tomato plant looking really good. And what's crazy is just outside of the bed is this, another dill or fennel, I can't remember. Some nasturtium growing right here. More sunflowers there in the back. Another one of my tomato plants. More nasturtium. And of course, more sunflowers. Another tomato plant. Something that died. It was my Grace Ward Lithidora. I think it's making a comeback, but every other part of it died. And then another tomato plant. This one is actually in a bucket or a pot. I need to repot it. But it's doing really well inside of this pot. Has some flowers there. This is a black seaman. Love that name. This is my Dynama polybulbin that I mounted. It loves being underneath this tree. And then I have one of my epiphyllums hanging in the tree. And then this is another epiphyllum. This is a fishbone or fern leaf epiphyllum. These guys are also called orchid cactuses or orchid cacti, and it's making this new growth here. But I love this really cool, just sort of like herringbone pattern that the leaves grow in. And just another one of my epiphyllums. I think this one flowers red whenever it blooms. So I have a lot of epiphyllums. One of my cattleyas that I recently put into this net basket. I think it's really going to like it here. It gets dappled light all throughout the day, a couple hours of direct morning sunlight, so I can't wait to see this one just explode with new growth. It is a LC Robon Ace by BLC Burdekin Wonder Lakeland. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed this garden tour. If you did, please be sure to give both videos of this a thumbs up. Subscribe to this video, or channel rather, for more videos like this one in the future, and I will see you guys later.